Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Thrylos International. My name is Labros. Happy to be here with you all after an Olympiacos win 1-0 on the club's 100th birthday, which will happen tomorrow. But we celebrate this evening with the football team. A great day for Olympiacos fans, an amazing atmosphere in the Kariskaki, a sweet result. We are one step away from winning the Greek championship for the first time in a few years. Welcome, everyone, all of our listeners, our followers, our fans. Great to see you this evening, this Sunday, March 9th. Hope you're doing well. If you're in the video right now, drop a comment where you're watching from, how you're doing, how you're feeling after that game today. And first off, let me just say that I'll be joined by my co-host Costa at some point. He's running a bit late, so I'm going to be handling it from the start. So why don't we just kick it off with that, everyone? This was a tough week. Thursday was a real setback for Olympiacos in Europe, going down 3-0 versus Bodo Glimt. The team had to recover. This wasn't a game that you could lose or drop points with, and the club really poured their soul into it. The players did as well. Of course, good performance in the first half. Didn't really have the finishing boots on at some point, but got the Rodinei wins the penalty, the second yellow card for the left back of OFI, and Olympiacos is to the races. So on that note, with that little introduction done, I'm going to welcome in my co-host, Costa. There he is. How are you doing,
What's
Costa?
happening?
Good evening.
All right. Evening, afternoon, good morning, in that order. What's going on, man?
I'm okay. I don't know. It was a weird game today. It's just amazing atmosphere, amazing emotions, but just can't score the goals. Can't score goals, sometimes without Okapi on the pitch, it felt today. And yeah.
There's absolutely nothing to remember from that game except for, I'm talking about football now, football-wise. The only thing to remember from that game, football-wise, is the sitter that Yaremchuk had.
Yeah.
And literally the game was completely eclipsed by the moment, the celebration. It was, I mean, the images, the pictures that are coming out, like what we've seen on the television, scenes, incredible scenes. You bring up one of the pictures, man. There's a shot of Retsos when the camera's going, across the players, like when you've got the original Olympiacos anthem blaring out in the background as well, and the camera goes in on Retsos, and he's got this massive smile on his face, man. It's like I actually just paused the freeze frame on my TV. It's insane. Like his picture just kind of tells almost everything you need to know about the moment, and just it was so much bigger than the game today. Of course, massively important to win the game today. We took care of business. They went down to 10 men after the penalty, so you expect us to, give a bit more entertainment to the fans in the second half in terms of the spectacle on the pitch. But look, at the end of the day, it's a win, and our opponents, our direct opponents, the three teams below us, they gave us gifts as well. I think Panathinaikos drew 1-1 against Atromitos, AEK drew against Aris away, and PAOK lost to Kalithea 2-1. So we've extended the lead at the top going into the playoffs, and the playoffs are drawing tomorrow. So we'll know the dates tomorrow. And of course, the other thing today is, I don't know if you mentioned it already, Mendilibar.
Yeah.
Mendilibar extension. Yeah.
So for 1 year, which is so weird. I've never seen that before. Just a 1-year contract. Just
is that official? Did they announce
it? That's what Mendilibar said. It's for 1 year.
I was reading it the other day. I heard it from someone everywhere he's ever been, I think he only does like 1 year contracts.
Yeah, supposedly that's what the guy from Cosmote said. The sideline announcer said. I was watching the post game. He mentioned that as well. So,
dude, this is a guy that came in 2024 February on a 4-month deal, extended it for 1 year, ended up winning the conference with us, and now he's extended for another. And there's, it's looking, both the present and the future, we can say is looking pretty good, man. Like, we've got kind of, our one hand on the league title. It's really, I mean, it's suicide if we don't win the title right now. It's fair to say it would be suicidal. Like,
it's not happening, man. It's not. You look at the rest of the teams. I honestly think if we just win one more game or even just draw one more game, it's over. Like, you watch Ike, like, it literally looks like a team defeated. You have Almeida like yelling at the media, like, I will beat someone up if they tell me to resign or be sacked. Like, he was going crazy. You have like Pauk, 12 points back. Panathinaikos free fall as well. Like, I don't see. I'm gonna look. I want to hold this moment. Like, I'm really wondering, like, is a team gonna get like 8 points, 9 points? I don't know. I think it's just one win and a draw, and the season's basically over. So we'll see.
Do you feel like there's, maybe this is just me, but do you feel like there's any coincidence or stars aligning in that the last time Mendilibar renewed his contract was on the back of a 4-1 defeat against Maccabi? And here we are.
I said it Thursday after the game.
Yeah.
We can talk about that game because we obviously didn't do a live.
Yeah.
That was the weirdest fucking game I've ever seen. And I was texting with friends who are Roma fans, and they got destroyed up there a few years ago in Bodo
6-0, no?
And they were just like, it's such a fucking weird place to go play football. Like, your team just, it's a tiny little pitch. I saw Twente fans were like tweeting as well. Like, they water their side of the freaking pitch before like each half, the one they're attacking to, so the ball plays a bit faster. And it was just like, what is this gimmicky bullshit? Like, it's going to be close. It's going to be very difficult for us to turn it around. But like, football should punish fucking teams like that. No offense to Bodo Glimt and everything. Like, it's a tiny little town in the Arctic Circle and everything. But just for football's sake, like, that team should be punished. Like, I just can't. I couldn't. I also don't understand how UEFA doesn't regulate that shit. Like, why? How? Anyway, very triggering game. It was just so clear. Like, Bjorkan turned into prime Marcelo. Every time a player of ours pressed, he literally did a little slight, boom, chop back on his left foot and went past them. Literally, because our players couldn't stop. Like, they were just like, they'd press and then boom, 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 they'd slide and stop. And it was just so stupid. But anyway, this is like Bodo Glimt as a team. They do this. They shell shock you at home with this weird pitch and the weird weather. They beat you, and then they hope that they have enough to beat you in the away leg. They counter. They have fast players. They play direct football on the road. Like, that's what we can expect. We're right into their trap. Like, this is the trap of Bodo Glimt as a team. It's just beat you at home 2-0 and just hold on for dear life away, and try to hit you on the counter as hard as they can with their speedy players. And so we have a lot of work to do in the second leg, but I think it's possible because who knows? Again, it's a weird, gimmicky team. Like, this isn't a regular team that Olympiacos, the rest of Europe, sees a lot. It's just, we'll see. I could see it going any way next week. They counter us, score a goal, the tie's over, or we give it a really good go. I don't know about your opinion. We obviously didn't have a show, so.
I mean, look, I think footballing miracles don't happen very often. We already had one last year with the Maccabi game. Let's be real. Like, in terms of the game in Norway itself, I think we played into their strengths, and being a team that relies so much on the press, I thought there were moments, like both in the first half and the second half, where we did well. Like, it was the first 15-20 minutes was bloody horrendous. And then the first 15 minutes of the second half too. But then we dominated possession, we created chances, and that gives me hope that I think we can go and do something on Thursday night. I think that the tie is not over. I have hope that we can turn it around, but I'm under no illusions in terms of the difficulty. It's amazing, actually. Like, even if you think about it, if it wasn't for last year and what we'd achieved, everyone would we'd all be counting ourselves out probably. But it's almost like the fan base has just reached this whole new level of winner mentality, I think, or at least maybe I'm speaking for myself, because I've seen a lot of crying from Olympiacos fans as well. We're 3-0 down, but I sense that there is belief going into Thursday's game, and
there's belief, and I just think that's it. It's a step at a. I think Costinha was on the post game, and it's one step at a time. You go into that game and you just one step at a time, chip away, and you put them under pressure, man. I think the fans, maybe 2-3 years ago, the atmosphere would be toxic and would have turned toxic within the first 15 minutes. But I'm really hopeful that we get an atmosphere like today and just back the players and put those guys under the crunch so hard, those Bodo Glimt guys. And again, it's a weird team because Bodo is in theory not playing their season yet. They're in this weird sort of thing.
Yeah.
The field is bigger. You stretch them out. You run at them, press, and put them under pressure, man. They're not playing games week in, week out. They're not used to just push them. That's what I want to see. Just really get them out of their comfort zone and see what happens. I don't know. It's a really weird game. I think we deserve to be down 2-1 or 3-1 at max.
Yeah,
this is just football.
The score is a fantasy, mate. When you look at the scoreline and you look at the statistics, you think, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
But I mean, I know Ari talked about a lot of things on the reaction video that he did, including about the pitch and this whole conversation about should we have gone out there earlier. I don't think it would have made a difference, man. Those guys play on that pitch week in, week out. They know they've demolished teams better than us on their pitch. It really would a day and a half have made a difference to get used to the pitch. You have to adapt your strategy, because you mentioned it, when you're laying the press trap and you're going into the corners and you see Bjorkan cutting inside and just bombing into the middle, and then the whole, Bodo team attacking in sync, breaking together, that they've worked on that. They have a very particular style of play.
The style of play is amazing. It's very, very
synchronized movement.
All you see in youth football. You get people moving, you get momentum. What they would do is they would send players on runs, and players who were static defending couldn't pick up their feet and move fast enough to pick up the run. And they play that ball in behind, slap it across goal. Boom. That was what created it. Was incredible, because I saw it a few times with our players where they did the same thing. I don't think our players were planning to do it, but it just worked. Where you had let's say Rodinei coming on the overlap bombing, and just, I don't know what the fuck it was, but it literally, the players can't pick them up. When they've got momentum, a defender can't really get into action to pick them up. It was just incredible to watch. It was I was watching some sort of different game, it was very odd. And it almost worked for us a few times, and it worked for them twice where they were very close to being offsides, but they played it really well. They know how to play it.
Mate, you can't
So,
turn. Like when I was playing football here in Belgium, 1 week playing on our home pitch, we were on turf, like proper grass pitch, but most of the pitches in Belgium are synthetic. So just, mate, if you're pressing, you need to, and you want to avoid them like cutting inside and just waltzing by you. You have to stop like 1 or 2 steps before, and the way that we press, we go really aggressive, like into the body, and then by the time you're there, they're gone. Like they've just gone inside, and it takes you like 3 or 4 seconds more to turn, like to just kind of stop, not even turn, just stop, because you're running so fast to lay the press trap, and you do this thing where your feet go like that to try and stop you and ground you, and then turn and go, and the player's gone by that point. And that was a massive disadvantage. And you think about tactical adaptation to that game on Thursday, but we've got a manager that isn't flexible in his tactical approach. He knows one way of playing, and we walked right into their trap, and it could have been worse. It could have been better, but it could have been worse. That's the thing about Thursday's game. It's like that I'm saying to myself, like, we could have lost that game 4-5-1, 5-2. Like the scoreline just could have gotten completely crazy. It could have ended 3-3, 4.
You could tell, like, players. I could so see how big teams have gone there and gotten destroyed. It's just like you can see after a few of these things, like players like are just like, F this, like don't want to drop the word, but they're just like, screw this random Thursday night in Norway when the freezing cold, I'm done with this. So I have no idea. I think Bodo Glimt is such an interesting team that I don't think anyone in Europe is used to playing and used to seeing and used to going there. I said it before the game. I thought we were going to lose 3-1 because I was watching highlights of Bodo, and it just comes across clear that the way they play football, they know how to suck teams in and destroy them on that pitch. Just they have it down to a T. So I was reading Dutch fans too about it. Like the Twente fans were pretty pissed as well, I would say. So I think for Thursday, I just want to give it a go. I want to give it a go and see what Bodo is made of. They're a good team. They have a strong coach, good character. This isn't Maccabi Tel Aviv last season where it was kind of like their market value was tiny compared to ours. A lot of these Bodo guys have gone on to big moves abroad. Have they failed, most of them? Yes, but they've played in big games. They've played in decent leagues, and they came back to Norway. So they have experience too. It's not like these guys are just synthetic pitch players and know how to play in Norway and get wins. These are guys who have gone on abroad, played for great teams, and played in big games. So if our fans or if our players seem to think like, yeah, they're going to come here and without their shit pitch, like we're going to beat them and destroy them. Not going to happen, man.
No.
Not going to happen. We need to earn everything. No arrogance. Literally one step at a time. Put them under pressure. Just no stopping. And,
don't play like we played today.
Don't play like we played today. How we played today. Let's get into that. It's weird because a lot of players individually, I thought played all right. Like Stamenic, I think, had one of his better games for Olympiacos today. Like played pretty good. Velde was pressing and shooting and crossing. And you just think to yourself, you're watching him, and every time he gets the ball, and I'm rooting for this guy, it's not going to happen. It's one of those things where you're watching a game, and it's a basketball game, and your guy goes one-on-one in the ISO, and you just go, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it today or for months. Velde goes in one-on-one on the left back, and it's just, or he goes and he lines up to shoot, and it just won't go in. He had one of those shots in the first half that he scored from preseason all the time. The one where it was first hit it hard on the right foot, just went right at the keeper, and you go, that goes in August. That went in August for Velde, and that's just hasn't gone in all season, that shot. And Yaramchuk too. I was texting our Patreon group, for a guy who moves and his positioning and the way he plays football, I think his football IQ is very good. He's very physical. He's in good shape. He just can't score right now. He can't
can only score in the cup games.
Yeah, and it's so frustrating because it's, again, like I was saying with Stamenic, with Velde, you don't feel like I don't feel he's awful, man. Like he's Hassan. At least Hassan had the goals, cross our fingers. But where he couldn't even dribble a ball, he couldn't hold up the ball. Yaramchuk does interesting stuff in a football game, and it makes you think, okay, I see why this guy has gotten moves to Benfica and to Bruges, and is the starting striker of the Ukrainian national team and scored a ton of goals in international competitions. But for us, it's just not working. And I think that's what it was at Benfica. That's what it was like at Bruges. And it's so frustrating because you think within the game, the guy isn't bad. But in the crucial moments, he hasn't delivered. And we're now in mid-March. Is he going to deliver? My fingers crossed, he's going to score some important goals. That's just what I hope. Yeah, okay. Insulting for Hassan to compare him with Yaramchuk. Okay, man. Yeah, Hassan, man, scored some goals for Olympiacos, some really important goals. But look at the CV of Hassan, man. Like, no comment. Like, appreciate everything you've done for us, but like, compare the CVs, man. Compare the fucking CVs. So anyway.
What really just there's actually shameless plug. There's a really good interview that Ari did with Zuriel Londonsk, the Ukrainian, like English speaking podcast about Ukrainian football.
Yeah,
it's exclusive to Patreon members. Patreon link in the description below, guys. If you want to check out the Patreon community, you get exclusive interviews like this one. And the guy Ari interviewed, he's a Ukrainian, let's say, Ukrainian football personality / famous Ukrainian journalist. Anyway, he talks about Yaramchuk in the interview, and he's an enigma, man. It's like he goes and he scores a goal like the one that he scored against Olympiacos in the cup, where he does that flick through the legs of the defender and then just like smashes it through Zitlodigins like between his legs, like boom.
Yeah.
Like beautiful goal. Well, I think for me, one of the goals of the season. And yeah, it's like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
I wanted to take this picture and post it on Instagram and just like with the caption, seriously, like the guy, but I didn't want to single the guy out, like, but man, the opportunity that he misses today, it's just like you're a striker and the ball drops and it's an empty net. You shouldn't even have to look where the goal is. All you have to do is connect. And the guy doesn't even connect with the target. Yeah. And you're just like, you're a striker and you don't.
And against Bodo, the open net, the goalkeeper saved it, which made it look better, but it was going out, man. Was
it going near post or was he going out? Like, he just didn't.
It was going out at the near post, man. If you watch the replay, that ball was not going in, and basically the goalkeeper made him look better that he saved it because he wasn't even going to hit target on that one too. So Jesus.
And then he had the diving header that was quite good, but great save from the keeper. Yeah, man. I don't know. Like, there's there are a couple of comments in the chat that I wanted to address. There's a guy from Belgium asking me where I'm from, Chamley. I think I'm in Brussels, mate. Verixeles. There was another comment like, where are we going to get goals from on Thursday is the question, right? Because apparently Mendilibas said that everyone's fit for Thursday except Kostulas.
Yeah.
Look, I haven't watched the full press conference, guys, but I've seen some chatter on socials about player availability. If anyone can confirm in the chat what's going on, but man, where are we going to get goals from on Thursday? If El Kabi's back, and El Kabi's anywhere, well, hopefully match fit, Obviously, expecting goals from him, not just goals. Andre Orta, I mean, they're both players that are coming back from injury. That's what worries me. Coming back from injury, no match fitness, no rhythm. Chiquinho, even, man. Chiquinho's coming back from injury. Retsos is coming back from injury. I'm not expecting Retsos to score, but it's not. One of the reasons why I'm not as optimistic as I might be about Thursday's game is that just I feel like they've not caught us in our best moment. So we've had key injuries coming to key players in the last couple of games. Chiquinho got injured, Danny Garcia got injured, being our most informed midfielder. Christos Mouzakidis is having a dip in form the last ever since the Panathinaikos game. Really, I mean, look, because I know he's getting criticism now. I mean, there was a stretch of 3 games, man, where he scored back-to-back goals. The goal against Lamia, was it? Lamia away, he scores the goal. Panathinaikos in the cup, he scores the winner in added time at the end of the game with that volley. So, just calm down a little bit on the being overly critical on the kid. He's 17, 18 years old, and I know that I'm the one that says, don't treat them like 17, 18-year-olds. They're ready to play. There is a little bit of a nuance there. We need to take care of them. We need to manage them properly. He's been on the bench today. He didn't start the game. Let's see. But yeah, man, you know what I mean? They've caught us at a good time. Let's say when we're not exactly in rhythm, and it showed a little bit in today's game. Even though I think the lineup itself was makeshift, you don't really see Stamenic playing for us that often. When's the last time he played? Was it in the cup game? The away leg against Panathinaikos is the last time Marko Stamenic played, and then what else can I say? I mean, Chiquinho. It was really disjointed.
Chiquinho coming off injury, his first 90 minutes since injury. It's I think it's going to be really tough for sure. I think the big thing would be the striker. We're going to need goals. Do you start? I guess you have to start Yaramchuk up top with Kostoulas out.
If El Kabi's fit, though,
I'm not pulling a Tony Martial from from Ike coming out after 25 minutes. Personally, I'm not doing that, man. I have fears about that. So, yeah. All right.
Yep.
I think when you're planning this game, you're just like, you don't even look at the score. You say, can I get, one goal ahead by halftime? Hold on. I'm getting a call, actually. I have to go. I'm getting a call. I'll be back a second.
Okay. All right, so Labros going to be back. That's an opportunity for me to have a look at some of the comments. Right. Okay, so all right. A lot of people are asking about the jersey, the centenary jersey. So I know people that were queuing yesterday since 4 a.m. A lot of people saying that the club should have ordered more jerseys. How can they let this happen? Man, in these sorts of cases where they've sold out, they could say, I'm talking about the jersey now, Labro, because a lot of people are commenting about the jersey.
Yeah.
You said something in the Patreon chat, which I hope you don't mind me sharing here.
Go ahead.
The situation with the jersey is kind of a good example of Greece in action.
Yeah, it represents Greek society perfectly. Like the whole jersey situation, the platform failing, the fans waiting for hours in line, and then you get nothing. But the guy who got there or has a cornet like in the club gets 12 jerseys and starts selling it to people outside. Like it is like the most Greek thing I've ever seen. I wasn't surprised. Everyone was like having meltdowns, but it was just anyone who's been on that Red Store website knows that thing is ready to be like hacked by the Chinese, man. That thing is like putting your personal information into that website. Like,
Yeah, dude.
God bless us all, man. That thing is from like the security,
I'm
the cybersecurity on there.
I'm so sorry. Like, if anyone from Red Store is watching, well, like, I'm not. Please, just get with the 21st century. It's just like, man, I can't. You should be able. These are maybe like
we've been saying this on this podcast for like 5 years, man. That the Red Store website is awful. It's terrible to use. Like, it's clunky. It's difficult to buy things on there.
And you can't even use Apple Pay. You can't use Apple Pay. You have to go and get your card out. Oh, long. Yeah. It's long. It's just so long. Like, do you know what? It's actually good for dissuading people not to go on and buy the jersey today. It's that bad.
It's almost like, is this like our pandemic for gov.gr moment? You know, is this it? Has this like kind of exposed us so bad that we're finally like, okay, we're gonna fix all of this stuff. We're gonna get it going again, and yeah, that's kind of the only positive I can take from this whole situation. Just embarrassing for the club completely on the 100th year anniversary. Like, we're gonna have more. No, we're not gonna have more. You can buy it on the computer. The website crashes. Just a disaster. Like, they needed to come out and just say everyone who wants a jersey will get a jersey. There's going to be supply. There's going to be ample supply. Don't worry. Like, you can buy yours on Tuesday. You can buy yours on Thursday. It doesn't matter. There's still going to be a jersey for you. There's these rumors about there's only like a certain amount of them. I need to rush in there and it's just a disaster.
No, I mean, look, they said, I need to go back and look at the statement again, but there is an announcement for anybody that hasn't read it that wants to go and inform themselves. Red Store did put out an announcement yesterday. They said that they would put the jerseys online today, only online today, so you couldn't buy it if you went to the game. Could you imagine actually, though, like the situation today at the ground if they had I mean, they could think of ways. They could think of ways to do it. Like, I don't know, man. But I mean, I found myself just refreshing throughout the day. I was out with my family and I was looking at my bloody phone. It's like refresh. Then I realized
I can't even get on redstore.gr. I type redstore.gr into my browser and it gives me an error. Like, I can't get on there. I click on it, I Google it and click on the link that's on Google. I can't get into that website, man. Just like, I hate to say it because I have love for the club, like a lot of the people who work there, but just really let down by this. Like,
mate, just there is another way of looking at this in which someone turns around and tells you, oh, this was a massive success because we sold absolutely everything and people queued up from 4 a.m, which isn't something that happens every day. Like, I'm just like entertaining another point of view here, but
for sure.
That's what they might turn around and say. But you see also the 433. What was it? The graphic that went up today, which was incredible. Like, you had Giovanni Djordjevic. I can't remember who else was on there. Like, on these 300 looking boats from the second movie, which is the battle of not Thermopylae. Anyway, it's too late to remember my history now. But there was, they've clearly done some work, like on the marketing side, just on the execution, man. It's like, please modernize a little bit. And anyway, bottom line is what you said, which is they have done it to an extent. It's like, okay, everyone's going to get a jersey, guys. Like, don't worry, we're restocking and yada, yada, yada. So patience, guys. Look out for announcements from the club. That's really all we can say on that matter. Yeah. But so the jersey's legit, like, beautiful. Like, I wish that we could wear it every game. Like, no sponsor, just like the classic red and white with the white shorts, and that is beautiful. Beautiful.
Super nice. Just Yeah, I personally, if I get my hands on one, I'm kind of taking my time here because I'm gonna get two. And I'm gonna get one with Mitroglou on the back, and then the other with I think with Musakits or Kostulas, like just to, or maybe one with no name. I kind of want to get one of like my favorite 100 years Olympiacos. Mitroglou is like I love that guy. Like it's like childhood memories. Mitroglou banging in goals for Olympiacos, so kind of want to get his jersey. I don't know about you. I saw someone get a Stelios Yiannakopoulos on the back of theirs, and it's like it's kind of cool. 100-year anniversary jersey. It's like the one you can get with any player you want. You know, it's just like anyone who's played for the club. So maybe that's a bit gimmicky, but I'm gonna go for that for sure.
I mean, I've become much, how to say, I don't like putting names on my shirts anymore. I've got so many, but the last couple of years, normally I just put 7 on it, and that's good enough for me, you know. But if
Yeah.
there's anyone from this team, maybe it's one of the young kids, because I think they'll go on to hopefully do great things in their careers. And they started with us out of our academy. Rodinei maybe becoming a like massive fan favorite, I think. Otherwise, it would have to be Giovanni 10 for me if I had to go back. Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess everyone, as I was listening on the broadcast, like everyone is thinking about Thursday. Can we do it? I kind of want to hear in the chat, like, what is people's predictions? Can we do it on Thursday? What do people think? Just, oh man, just a mountain to climb. But just, if any team can do it, you feel like this is the team that can do it. So, of course, what I think we could start by saying, like, how would you line up Thursday night? How would you do it? How would you approach this game?
How would I, or how do I think? How would I, knowing the manager?
How would you, and then how would the manager? That's the question. I think I know how he's going to approach it.
I'll try and keep it simple because we have injuries that we mentioned. Although, hang on, look, if Danny Garcia's fit, Danny Garcia plays next to Heze in midfield. I'd obviously start Jolagis in goal. I have a big question mark on left back, to be honest, mate. Because
really, I thought Bruno was really poor today, like out of position, and I'd play Ortega. No thought about it. I'd play Ortega.
So I was like, I felt like the game in Buda was a good one for Bruno because of his athleticism. But I think you're probably right. Like at home, you go safe, like because Bruno was a bit poor today. Like defensively, was all over the place. I think he's going to need a little bit of adjustment. Like I think he got exposed on the break a few times today, out of position. It shows that he spent a lot of time at Boavista playing as a fullback in a 3-man defense, or as a left midfielder. So needs a bit more time to adjust. So yeah, probably wouldn't throw him into a game like the one on Thursday.
He's good to throw on too in the second half. Like you need a goal
as a winger.
Yeah, it's maybe, like or even as a left back, like you need a goal. Like let's push it and like push them a little bit. Like I think he'd be good to put on. So I'd start.
He's got good legs, man. Like he's he plays these nice balls over the top, like the lined passes just over the top to the other winger. It was key in some of the goals we scored against Ike in the 6-0 win, and he can play a good crossfield ball as well. Yeah. But okay, let's say we start Ortega, Costinha, right back, no doubt, and then I'm going Carmo on Thursday.
Carmo I don't know if I want to play Retos, man. I don't. That one goal that they should have scored. Like God, his defending was awful.
Was that him or Heze that was off on the marking?
There was a cut. I'm trying to think back. Like, oh my God, I can't remember now. But
because Bruno got beat, and I think Retos has come over to try.
He was in no man's land, man. I think it was a complete mistake on his part. But anyway, I'd have to look back. I would, you know what? I would start Retsos and Carmo too. Like, it's the lineup. These are the guys who did it, at Maccabi. These are the guys who did it in the Conference League. You want experience. You want your guys back there, and you have both of them ball playing center backs. Like, of course, Biancon can do that, but I think Retsos gives you some more. He's more comfortable with these guys. He's also more, European experience. He's a Greek player. He knows the atmosphere. It's
he can
just
get
like
up in the air too.
Good manager to have on the pitch, like a player manager out there. So I would start. So I think the real question for me is right back. Is he going to, if he plays Rodinei at right back, I think the game's
should
over.
Be,
like,
there should be, it should be one of the first names on the team sheet. Really,
it has to be Costinha at right back for me. Like, I would not, under any I don't think outside of Greece you can play Rodinei at right back anymore. That's just like my hot take. Defensively, I just think it's non-existent, man. It's just he was getting turned inside and out in Norway like he was just a cone, man. And it gave me nightmares of that Maccabi Tel Aviv game where that guy Jeliason, whatever, was just jokes, like having him for lunch, man. Like, it was a joke. So I personally would start Costinha, man. The crossing from Costinha was good again today. Just I'd start Costinha, and then you like Rodinei on the press, man. You like him on the press, and then I would start Gelson personally on the left.
Yeah, and then you've got basically if Danny's fit. If Danny can play, Danny plays.
And he's huge, man. I called it, man. Like, the team changed once Danny Garcia came. Like, midfield, man, Eze cannot do it with a player like Musa Kitis next to him. He needs a cruncher. He needs a kind of more stable midfielder. And Musa Kitis just not. He's too small. He's not physical enough at his age to play that role. And so I think Danny Garcia is the perfect complement, just like Ibora was last season. So I'm fully on board with, if Danny Garcia can go, you play Danny Garcia. And just the experience as well with Danny Garcia, loads of experience. You kind of want him on the pitch in these games. So
who you starting behind striker?
I start Chiquinho, and I feel very good about bringing Andre Horta off the freaking bench, man, as well, at some point to drive the team forward. You'd start him?
Yeah.
Wow, big comment. So would you play Chiquinho? You wouldn't start Chiquinho? Wow.
No.
You know what the manager could do? He could go throwback. Remember last season? He could go Chiquinho, Horta, Eze like he used to do. That was
that's a good shout. That's a good shout. That's how we played in Villa.
No,
isn't it?
We played Ibora. We started Ibora, man.
Oh, shit.
No. We started playing those three in the midfield, and then we started getting overrun. And the manager was like, "We need Ibora to be part of the three-man midfield." So Horta and Chiquinho kind of came in and out for one another. Eze and Ibora were like the base of that midfield.
I just feel like we badly need that guy's flair, like his creativity. He's just got an eye for things that other players on our team they don't see. Yeah. And I think we need that early on. And I think we're very predictable. Yeah. With Chiquinho, Rodinei, Gelson, it just I think Chiquinho is great at what he does. Is instrumental in how we play with the high press. He gets into the box. He runs his socks off. It's just like hit the target, man. He got into positions today. He got into positions in the game on Thursday, and he hasn't hit the target. I mean, he did against Ajax, somebody might say to me. But you need that spark, and you need a goal early. And that's why I'm seriously considering it. I'm just like, okay, get him on, like get the crowd into the game early on. Mm-hmm. Give us the creativity that we need, and then you can bring Chiquinho on during the game. too, to have an impact. I just feel like we've got better chances of creating and keeping them occupied. Like we're going to have possession, and we need to break through early. And I
And
think we have.
Orta's in the goals, man. Before that injury with Ike, 2
Yeah,
goals and assists. You know, he was
yeah, yeah,
he was
yeah, yeah.
starting to feel like he was about to pop. So yeah, maybe you do. Maybe that's like your surprise. Maybe you start him, and if Danny Garcia again coming off injury can't play 90 minutes, you say we're starting Orta, we're starting Chiquinho, and that's that. That's it.
I mean, we've got options. We've got options to bring off the
Yeah,
bench. And then up
yeah,
front, man, look, if El Kabi's fit, El Kabi's fit, and El Kabi plays. Like
yeah.
simple as.
The season, the championship is over, and we have 1 foot in the cup final, and we're about to go on international break. So it's like that scene in that movie where it's like, if El Kabi dies, he dies. Like, just leave him out there. This is it, man. Basically, we don't want to say it, but like we've basically won the title, and we're in the cup final, which isn't until May. This is probably the most important game basically we're playing until that cup final, if we're being really black and white here, looking at the other Greek teams and their form right now. So you kind of just send El Kabi in and you hope for the best. So that's my opinion. I don't know what you think, Costa. Oh, did we lose you? You went black.
I'm back. Sorry.
You're back. Okay. What? Yeah, I think I'm with you. I'm scared, but I also am like, if he can go, run him out there, man. I've seen enough with Yadamchuk. He's not going to score a big goal, man. We need our striker to score 1 or 2 goals in this game. I just have a feeling. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Plus, just man, look, the way things are right now, and I don't mean to sound pessimistic, but if we go out, we go out. Just like, let's go out fighting. That's the only thing that we can like realistically like demand, like expect from the team. Is just like, guys, just go out there, give it everything you've got. And if they do that, I'm not going to give them any shit for going out in the last 16 of the Europa League. So yeah, of course I want to go through, but league's the priority this year, man. Like, you've got to go and win the league and do the double and get in the Champions League. Get a win on Thursday. I think we've got an advantage against Zagreb as well too, in terms of how that impacts direct qualification to the Champions League. So really, like, in the grand scheme of things, it's not the end of the world if we get knocked out. It's disappointing because obviously, like, we want to kick on and go further. We've never been to the last day of the Europa League. Yeah, it would feel a bit like Metalist Kharkiv or other disappointments in the past in the
Wolves.
in the Europa League. But man, that's it. That's my expectation for Thursday, and I'm confident they'll at the very least give us that as a team.
I think they're going to leave it out there too. I think they're going to give it everything. And
did it come off today in the game? Like, to you, did you think, like, we're looking at them and just, do you think it was in the back of their minds? Clearly from the lineup that was put out. Like,
I think for sure everyone is talking about, can we do it?
Again.
Yeah, and I think there was like this party atmosphere. It was almost like a fiesta game, like last game of the season at home type atmosphere, where they were doing the wave at one point. Like they were lighting up the phones, so it was just, it felt like people after the sending off, it felt like a lot of players are not maybe on the pitch because a lot of them, like Velde, are trying to like get a spot and prove themselves still. But
yeah,
I think mentally, some of them surely may have just checked out and were like thinking about Thursday. I think a lot of them have a terrible taste in their mouth from Thursday. Just terrible taste in the mouth. And it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of them would like want to play the game tonight, like they want to play Bodo so bad.
What I really
and
worry
kind of
about, that's what
yeah,
I really worry about on Thursdays, that we do get 3 goals and we eat one.
yeah.
It's like that's man, I don't know. That's my horrible.
I
That,
don't think we can keep a clean sheet against Bodo so we're gonna have to probably score 4. Um,
yeah,
I think though you just seriously, you literally I we've seen it so much in knockout football, and it's literally just one step at a time. And after you get the first, the second, like teams start to collapse, especially on the road. We've seen it so many times. If you get a goal, you get the second goal, you see teams on the road, collapse, just like straight up. The pressure's too much, and I think that Liverpool Barcelona game is the most famous example in history. We saw it with Maccabi Tel Aviv too. Like they struggled mentally too, like trying to understand what was happening, and they were making terrible mistakes. And so, you just hope. Even with us. Remember when we were ahead of Fenerbahce 3-0 at home? Of course, this was one game.
yeah,
And it was like almost like, yeah, we've got this. We started to cruise. Boom, one penalty, goal, dang, the second one. And it was just like it happens so quick sometimes in
yeah,
football, where you get one goal and the second one comes like within 10 minutes, and then the opposition, it's such a momentum. It's almost like a basketball fast break in that, where the first goal is so important. I think we can say that for Thursday.
for
The
sure.
first goal
If they
is
score,
everything.
first, we're fucked. So,
It's over. It's
yeah,
like Aston Villa when they came to us 4-2. We scored that first goal in the first 15 minutes, and it was like
killed it. Yeah,
collapse, just absolute collapse. So I think Mendy Lippard will also like stick that to the players, man. You don't want them to come out and give everything and leave us so exposed at the back. It's like you need to basically get to halftime with a goal advantage. So it's only 2 goals in the second. You know what I'm saying? You literally you would like it to be 2, but you want to get to halftime at least with that 1 goal advantage. Like you just want that, and then you take it from there. And it's like going up steps, and you take it from there. You build up more pressure, et cetera, et cetera. So
you need an atmosphere like you had against Aston Villa
yeah.
last
I
season.
hope the players, I
And
hope the fans, man. I hope the fans just,
yeah, this is
in
it.
that Aston Villa game,
It's the
this is
last
it.
European game of the season. That's it. It could
And
be the
it's
last European game.
100-year anniversary. We just had a great celebration. Like energy is good. Like energy is good. People like this team. People like these players. It's just, can we do it? Can we pull it off? I think that's the question. So, and then this is an important quote as well. Like if we win as well,
Yeah,
we achieve Champions League group stage immediately following winning the league. So even if we don't turn it around, winning the game on paper, like the game ending 90th minute and we win, let's say like 2-1, 2-0,
yeah,
is massive because
yeah.
that gets us automatic Champions League qualification. So, yeah.
And then we'll get to bitch and moan about things, transfers and stuff in the summer.
Yeah. I don't know. After the game against Bodo on Thursday, I thought we were going to lose 3-1 before the game, and I thought we were going to win and overturn it at home. And after the game went, I also just I came out and I just said I think we can turn it around because the result was bad, but the XG was like 2.3 to 2.
Yeah,
If El Kabi plays, we probably get out of there with like a result, like maybe a draw, lose by 1 goal. You just know if El Kabi was playing,
but
we leave that place with a few goals.
bro, the match statistics are just so ridiculous. I'm just looking at them again. It's like 50% possession, 50% possession each. They had 10 shots. We had 16 shots, 5 on target each. They had, hang on. Okay, they had 6 big scoring chances. We had only 1. I'm not sure that's right, Ari.
But we also just sometimes football kills you. I think I was texting with Martial about that. in that Aston Villa games, we had like 3 goals that were like literally millimeters onside.
Yeah.
And they
not to
got it
mention
this.
not to mention the final, by the way.
Not to mention the final. And sometimes, like the football gods make you pay, and they had 2 goals that were like this onside, and it just
Mate,
it happens.
I mean, we never saw the lines. We never saw the lines on their 2 goals, and then there was the penalty shout on Yaremchuk as well in the game that could have been given in another game.
That was very
Mate,
borderline to me as well. Like I could have seen
yeah.
a referee give that and also give the guy a red card because he didn't play the ball. He literally just
he didn't wasn't shoulder. It was like this, like below the armpit. It was just like, okay, I don't know, man. It's like that's it. That's football at the end of the day as well. It's like sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. And it's sometimes it's just as simple as that. Marshall made a comment in the chat after the game. To progress in these knockout rounds in these competitions, to get to the final, to end up winning, you need the stars to align on so many different things beyond just like the performance on the pitch. So
it's one of those where if we go through, it's like we can do anything. If we go through against them after this deficit, it's kind of like,
let's go again.
You're playing with house money. It's like it's like last season. It's like last season when we went past Maccabi. It's like we're playing with house money now. There's like no pressure on us. Like we're playing here. We're playing to do it, and we'll see as far as we go. So I don't know. I swear to God, it was such a mistake not to start Costinha and play Luis Palma last week. I'm just so upset that we made that mistake. Just, oh man.
I've just seen it. Can you bring up Stefanos' comment? I've just seen
this one.
Which is more likely one? I think it's maybe. Is it likelier that we can beat Berda 4-0 than get a jersey for the Reds still?
Maybe this guy will bang in a goal.
Eto loli. Yeah. Good for him, man. Made his debut today. I don't think anybody expected that, least himself. Getting on the pitch today. We had 5 academy players out on the pitch at the end of the game. Zolakis, Retsos, Lolis, Papakanelos, Mouzakidis. It's awesome, man.
This guy is incredible, man. How he's getting this many minutes playing. Just oof, no comment.
Needs a good loan next year.
Yeah, needs more than a new loan. This guy's going to be big for Thursday, though, for sure.
Mate, if we get Rodinei versus Ajax version, or just like prime Rodinei, like his good performances in Europe this season, against Braga, he was really good against Braga. If he can show up like that'd be massive.
Yeah, this guy too.
I mean,
Jersey looks good on this guy. Jersey looks good.
Jersey's insane.
Yeah. But yeah.
Really, really nice.
Great photo. This one reminds me of the So let's see. Vibes are good. Players are up for it. I think we're an hour. Coach is great. Man of the match, Costa. I think it's pretty easy. But lead us off.
Man of the match. Cosmos.
Man, it's Rodinei for winning and scoring the penalty. There you go. Man. That's it. And the red card. He ended the game.
Man of the match is Cosmos for me, man. But if I have to pick a player, probably him for that reason alone. That's it. He gets into a good position, gets fly kicked in the air and brought down, wins the penalty and takes it, converts it. It's done. Job done. Thank you very much. Run away celebration to the corner, arms open, beautiful. Good for him, man. Coach's grades B+, A-. Gave a run out to Lolis. It's a 1-0 win. Rested players for Thursday's game. It was clear that he was resting players for Thursday. Gave some opportunities as well. Obviously, it's always like that. Did anybody Did anybody take the opportunity, you think, today out of the players that he put out there? Like Velde looked lively. He looked like he was involved, trying. It's just like not happening for him, man. It's
It's
really
not
not happening.
happening.
No,
Yeah.
not happening
I
for him.
think Costinha, man, earned a start.
Of course, man. So
I
didn't need to we didn't need today's game to figure that out. But
yeah. I
Yeah.
think also randomly just freaking Zoulakis, man, he's so freaking calming in the back and his build up, and the guy is just epic, man. He's just low key, but just incredible goalkeeper, in my opinion. But yeah, man of the match, I'd give Rodinei too. I don't think anyone took any opportunity, man. I think
was a
Stamenic was
drab
all right.
game.
Like I would trust Stamenic to play a bit more as if needed coming later into the season, but
Dude, it was just it was a drab game. It was barely like it was not really watchable.
Yeah.
But okay. I know we're an hour, we're just past the hour mark, but I do want to ask you about the basketball team. Some of your vibes.
I don't know. Vibes for me are good. I'm just worried. I'm worried about ball handling in key moments, like who's going to run point, and also I still have a fear of like our defense against good guards. Without walk-up in. I think Goss is a good defender, but if he gets into foul trouble, I'm really worried what we do when we play strong teams on the perimeter.
Taxi, we're all worried about playing against Lucas and Nunn in the fourth quarter, man. Like
that's it. That's it, man.
Yeah.
And I do think some of the big play, like some of like Mustafa Fall, just has regressed. Maybe is that fair to say? Just I don't know.
They're just like
post,
because, mate, if you watch them against the I rate Partizan as a really good team in the EuroLeague, and we might face them as the 8th seed, and it's really a tie that I wouldn't want. Like it's like Fener a couple of years ago. You remember they were the 8th seed, and we were the 1st seed. We played them. It went to game 5. I went to that game 5. It was epic.
Yeah.
Lucas hit that big shot in Istanbul at the buzzer to take it to the 5th game. Like it's not, you don't want to go to Belgrade and play Partizan, and they have a good team, and like Fal and Milutinov had really good games, man. It's just we haven't been able to manage them as well. Like one of the big things was like you remember last season, we brought in Moses Wright in like just around Christmas time.
Yeah.
The big thing this season was like, okay, we've got Moses Wright, we've got Fal, we've got Milutinov. We can rotate them, we can share the minutes. So not all the Fal and Milutinov won't have to carry the weight the whole season because you need to manage their bodies. Yeah. But like yesterday, they both look fresh. Sorry, Friday. In Friday's game, they both look fresh and they were effective. That's the thing. Like if you're playing Fal and Milutinov and they're not, rested, don't have energy, they're just gonna drive by them,
that one center they signed, they got rid of that guy, right? Like he didn't even
No,
stay.
He's there, but he's not playing. Like he's a dud. Mensa.
Really? I thought we just got rid of him for some reason.
No, he's there. He just he's not playing. I don't. Hang on. Did he play today?
I didn't watch the game today.
Just out of curiosity, did he play today? Because we played Kolossos Rodo. Tyler Dorsey dropped 29 points.
Yeah, it was good for Dorsey today to play some.
Mate, he didn't play any minutes. The guy Mensa. Milutinov played 19 minutes. Fal played 18, and this guy Spartalis, the youngster, played 4 minutes. So the two bigs they played, and Mensa didn't play a minute, man.
Yeah, that guy is just not it. You know,
It's like, why did they bloody sign him? But anyway,
yeah, you would hope like that you could find a big off the like the buyout market, maybe a little better. What's his name? The Antetokounmpo bro, who
he went
I
to Spain.
think is yeah, it's just like a basic car salesman. He's like auto marine car salesman, just not really a basketball player. Somehow is an NBA and EuroLeague champion. He like lucked into that both times, but maybe he comes in for like Greek league. He has a Greek passport. He plays third center. I don't know. Just that guy is awful, man. That guy
I,
has
I,
lived off his name for so long. That guy would literally be just selling commercials if it wouldn't for his last name. Just like his other brother, like his oldest brother, man. That guy's just awful player as well. But did he retire, Thanasis Antetokounmpo? I think he
I
did.
don't know what happened to Thanasis.
He's like
man.
now a podcast star in the US. Like he does a podcast, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. He's like been injured and podcasting. I have no idea. Man. Mate, you got Alec Peters, like elite off the bench. I think he scored 10 points in 12 minutes in the Partizan game. But yeah, man, to your point, like Thomas Walkup, I read today he's gone to Boston. Like with the team, they took him to Boston to go and see some specialists for his back. And then they've gone.
It reminds me of when Kobe, like back in the day, Kobe would go to Germany to get blood moved through his knee in Germany.
Oh my God.
Did you know about this?
No.
Kobe would like go. There's like a special procedure in Germany. There was like a special surgeon, and they do this thing where they take all the blood out of your knee and they circulate new blood in for your knees. And he would always come back. Like Kobe would leave the Lakers around February. And he'd come back in like March, April, and just be like a new player. It's like, nice, that surgery in Germany fucking killed it. Let's go. Lakers fans know what I'm talking about.
Man, I mean, mate, if Tom's okay, we've obviously increases our chances in terms of bolstering the defensive side of play.
Also,
like Williams Goss.
There's a comment here. Did you know this? There's 15 minutes big celebrations in Piraeus taking place.
Yeah. There's like the drone show.
There's a countdown on my Mega TV. I have it on Mega right now because I thought it was going to show Super Bala live, but it never.
Did it start? On, so. Did Super Bala start yet or not?
No, man. I thought it was starting, but I'm watching this shitty soap opera. You all know it. What is it? The olive one, Yitis Elias, something like that.
Yitis Elias. Oh my God.
Yes, God.
My parents watched that. People watching the show, do you watch Yitis Elias or do your parents watch Yitis Elias? Let us know in the comments.
God, it's awful. My God, I'm not even listening to what the characters say, but it's
there. No, my parents watched that as well, man. God.
But anyway, final prediction for Thursday, because I gave 3-1 last week to Bodo Glimt. That's what I predicted would be the final score. But what's your prediction for this Thursday?
Ah, Christ. 4-1 extra time. Olympiacos wins with penalties.
Jesus Christ. I don't know why. I just struggle to see us scoring 3 goals.
I'm going with the heart. Yeah,
I'm going with the. I'm going to go with the heart too. And I think I just can't see them not scoring on the counter with they have that one really good midfielder and the winger, who's good quality players.
If it goes to extra time, man, like that's dangerous as well. Like for them, I mean, them on the counter with our players, it turns into a radio show. You know what I mean? If there's one certainty about the game on Thursday, and even the one that we just played, it's that if you're a betting guy, you play over. Both these games.
Like you know what? I can see. I think, like, if we're gonna win it, I want to say it's gonna be 5-1. That's kind of like my take. 5-1 or like maybe maybe 4-1 and then 5-1 in extra time. I think if we go to extra time, I think someone's gonna collapse. I think either it's us because we've had a lot of difficult games and we don't have the legs, like Anderlecht when we went Anderlecht and we did at home
Oh
in extra
God,
time years
I was
ago,
I was at that bloody game.
or or they're going to be so early in the season that they're just not going to have the legs to play extra time and they collapse as well. So that's the kind of thing. It's going to be on a knife edge. Like I don't know who's going to survive. That's where having like Bruno come in. That's where Costinha being fresh.
Yeah,
You feel like where all of our center backs play. I wouldn't be surprised if he like throws on Biancone or something to do something different if it comes to that. So I'm gonna say 4-1 and then we win 5-1 in extra time. That's kind of like my hot take. I think that's. I also think the scores in these games sometimes like once it opens, it's so random, man. Like the goals start going, the score is like you have no idea. Like 4-1 on paper sounds like, oh, that makes sense, blah blah blah. But like I think our game against Maccabi Tel Aviv ended like 5-1, 6-1 or something, like the regular. So by the end of it, who fucking knows what's going to happen? So yeah. And I'll shout out, Yaramchuk is going to score a goal. He's going to score a goal. Finally, he's going to score a goal and it's going to be against them. For some weird reason, we're going to do like El Kabi, Yaramchuk up top, the two of them. And he's going to finally score a goal. It's just, that's the hot take right there. That's my hottest take. So
I think Hez is going to get a goal on Thursday from outside the box. He tried to hit one today. Went just good. Wide. Yeah, I think I don't know why I have that feeling. Just I want him to hit one like he did against Villa.
Yeah,
just hit it, mate. Yeah. Cheeky deflection.
That was the one thing today. It was just like get it on target, man. Like get it on target. Just so frustrating.
I was just looking at. I'm just watching the replays now from the game, and I'm looking at Yaramchuk's miss and Chiquinho's miss, where Chiquinho gets the ball in from Costinha. He dinks it up and he volleys it completely wide. The OFI defender does pretty well to close Yaramchuk's line of vision. But again, like Yaramchuk could have shot it onto goal, and like the player's body was in his line of sight.
Yeah.
On like when the ball was dropping down, and Chiquinho the same, man. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We won the bloody game. Who cares? Do you? Did we finalize on the lineup? Did we say? I'm just looking at. Balma was quite lively when he came on today.
I just don't want to start Palma in this game. No. I'd like him off the bench, but I don't
bring him on. Yeah.
Like I want to see
set pieces though either. That's annoying me a little bit. Like Rodinet's set pieces have been pretty good the last couple of weeks. Yeah. But yeah, I'm a bit surprised that Palmer hasn't been a bit more on the set pieces. But yeah, good impact player, I suppose, for Thursday's game. I'm excited actually. I'm excited about Thursday's game. I think you've got to be excited about it.
Yeah, you got to be. No matter the circumstance, I just really hopeful. I'm hopeful with this team, with Mendy Libar. It's kind of like there's not a lot of days you've been like really let down, where they didn't give it, where they didn't fight. And I think that was such a gut shock. Thursday was just, we haven't seen this team get beat bad in so long.
Not this season.
No. I want to go back to like Maccabi was the last time I think we lost by more than 2 goals. And so it was just kind of like a shock, and it feels like everyone is like, that's not the team that we know, whether we're making excuses with the pitch and the weather, it's kind of like, this isn't the team we know. And we have players, the exciting part is like, we have players who've done this last season. We've had players who just like done this for the club, and you just hope, that experience carries them through, and the stadium is on fire, and it's going to be, we score a goal the first 15 minutes. It's going to be pumping. Man. Like it's going to be one of those classic atmospheres, man, where it was real difficult for a lot of teams to play for lots of years at that stadium. And, Bodo knows what they're coming into, and they're going to try and they're going to try to manage, but we gotta pour our life into that stadium, man. Like, we need to drive the team to victory. For all the fans who are going to have tickets on Thursday, it's huge. It's huge, this game. So,
Ali. So we've got big game on Thursday, and we've got the Derby of Eternal Enemies the day after.
Say again?
You heard me.
Oh, right. In EuroLeague or in the league?
At home in EuroLeague.
Nice. That's like a big swing. If we win that game, we basically lock down the first seed, probably, right?
I think we're pretty set for home court advantage, like top 4. And if we beat Olympiacos on Friday, I think we lock first and second, probably.
Yeah, with Fener. It's like first and second with Fener. It'd be nice to not have to play Fener until like the final as well. So if we can do first, second.
The thing is, man,
if Fener and Pau can go against each other in the final 4 and we can get whoever is not that would be epic. But let's see.
Yeah, bro, like fucking playing Vasilo in the final. My God.
But even Monaco, man, in the final 4 with Spanoulis and Mike James, like, it's
it's
not something you like. EuroLeague is like any given night people can win. It's like any given night. It's like that's why the final
four.
Yeah, anyone can win, which is just frustrating because it's like we just had an amazing season, but it's like none of that matters. It's like you have one game after the playoffs. Like, you had a good game, you're through. You didn't, you're done. So
Λοιπόν, Super Bala starting.
Super Bala live na πούμε. Mega.
Only Mega.
Only Mega. We're big fans.
Everybody get your Cosmote apps out and start watching. Just starting now. So I think we can wrap it up here.
Okay.
Muting me already. Λοιπόν, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thank you, everyone. Like and subscribe. Feel free to join us in the craziness that is the Patreon group chat. If you're one of the people who is watching a Thrylos International stream an hour and 20 minutes in, you are probably the person who should be signed up to the Patreon. Like, just to be honest with you, you all should be on the Patreon. If you're watching right now, you have no excuse. Like, the Patreon is for you. Don't worry. There's more of you. There's more friends waiting for you in the Patreon. Join the community. Enjoy the craziness. Until next time, have a great evening. Oli Mega, we're watching. We'll see you later.
We are not sponsored by